Hi, today I shall be talking to you about two very different NFTs on the Solana blockchain, and they're actually being listed on Magic Eden. And what you have here is one called Basis.Market, as you can see the Twitter page on here, and another one I shall be talking about in a minute. But let's talk about Basis.Market first. So Basis.Market, as it says here, is a decentralized liquidity pool owned by you, powered by our Basis trade engine. Now, what is a liquidity pool? Well, a liquidity pool is a system of a DeFi mechanic, basically, by which you become a person that lends to other people. So what happens is that you put whatever money you want in a particular location, and by a system that is a bit too technical or complex for this particular video, is actually lent out to people who want to use the money for other things. Basically, I call it money, but in many ways it's crypto. So that is what a liquidity pool is, and that is what this particular NFT is setting out to do. And there has been a launch already for this NFT, and the NFT has actually the launch has the mint has been closed down. But what has come next is something called an IDO or an ICO, and the IDO will be able to with the IDO you'll be able to buy into this system, and it's actually ongoing as we speak right now. So if you go to their Twitter page, what you find is you see some information, and they tell you the Basis token sale is now live and will take until 8 p.m. GMT on Saturday. So it's going to be live. Today is from the 8th to 11th of December, and there's more information on here, ido.basis.markets, and it gives you an indication of what you need to do. So it says it will steady rising past 0.01. So it tells you that all you need to do is load some Sol and change it to USDC. There's a video on it actually on their YouTube page, which I'll show you in a minute, on how to do this. So it's really very simple. And what are the advantages of getting into it this way is you might not be able to get a token or an NFT basically, but you can get a token this way. And what will happen is that you can then participate in the liquidity pool by being a member of the token. I'm not too sure what being a token holder will give you. I haven't actually gone in that far, and how much leeway that will give you, whether it could be that as the liquidity pool expands, you can get some kind of value by your token rising. I'm not too sure how that's going to work, but I'm sure if you go into their Medium and you can join the DAO, these are questions that you can find out about. So if we go onto the page I was talking to you about, this is their YouTube page, and you can see an explanation of the different aspects of what this is all about, and you can see the owners of this particular liquidity pool. Now you can also see different instructions on how to do this. Prepare for launch, Basis.Market public town hall, how to load your Phantom wallet. This was actually very helpful, and I'll encourage you to go have a look at it. Basis.Market yielding NFT launch. So it gives a good indication of what it is that this is all about. And what I'll say to you is that as time goes on, you can follow up more in terms of what this is. And the reason why I say it is very different from most of the NFT launches on I've seen basically is that essentially a lot of the NFT launches deal with collectibles, profile pics, at least the ones on Magic Eden and the other Solana spaces. In terms of OpenSea, I believe that it's a more wider spectrum because you can see the different kinds of categories on there. I'll leave a link up here as to the different types of platforms you can have for the different types of blockchains and what each of them offers. But in terms of this, you can also see that if you go onto their site, the Basis.Market, this tells you that the actual token launch has started and how long it's going to go for, and allows you to join their Discord and everything. And if you go on here, you can actually click on here and connect your wallet. Now, please, I'll always say this to you as somebody who has been within the space for a while and has had to find out the hard way. Only click on links that you get from the actual sources, that you actually get from the channels from Twitter or from their Discord pages. Anybody who pings you or anybody who tries to get in contact with you on Discord, please disallowed. The other thing is that I'm not a financial advisor. All I'm giving here is an indication of a different strategy that you can actually use NFTs, and a place by which you can find them, and how you can go about doing things slightly differently from what is normally being shown on many of the NFT sites that I told you about. So going back to Basis.Market, this is the page, and you can actually click your wallet on here. You can actually, your wallet can actually be you can actually connect your wallet on here, sorry, and what that will do will be, it will enable you buy some tokens. Now I'll show you what it looks like on, what the NFTs look like on Magic Eden and what they're going for, so you can see that a number of them are actually quite expensive. But I suppose what this gives you is access to portions of the liquidity pool that you probably will not get as a token holder. And you can see till date they've raised XYZ amount. Now, like I said to you, the mint has gone out already, and this is just on the secondary market. So this is Basis.Market, is one that I encourage you to have a look at. I'll leave a link down below, and you can see the different pages for Basis.Market. And if it's something that you're interested in, I will encourage you to go and have a look at it. Now, the second NFT I'll be talking to you about, which I think is slightly different, is one called Azura. And the Azura DAO, as it says on its page, is, let's go to the Azura DAO. It's one that it said was based on a method by that was used on, where's the Discord page? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so basically what it says here is, I have to go and read this myself because I need to find out exactly what was actually going on with the Azura protocol. And so it gives you some information on here. Hold on 1 second. So it's based on something called the Olympus DAO mechanism, and it explains it in this video. So if we click on it, we can go to it. But in a nutshell, the Olympus DAO provides stability and transparency to its community. The Olympus token is the OHM. It is not a stable coin, but an algorithmically reserved currency. I believe very much to like UST, what you have with the Terra and with the Terra stable coin. Oh well, algorithmically backed reserve currency. I'm having a problem saying that word. Backed by our assets, other assets. So what is this and how is it going to work? What it does in a nutshell is, if I go to the, here we go, to the Medium page, it talks to you about introducing Azura DAO, a reserve currency with an innovative NFT reward system on Solana. So Azura DAO is a DeFi protocol on Solana blockchain inspired by Olympus DAO, with an innovative NFT system that increases the gain for holders. Our goal is to create a new community-driven ecosystem on Solana that will both mix high interest through a system similar to OHM with NFTs, having a real monetary value while having a gamification aspect to maintain the community and value of the Azura token. So somewhere down the line, they're talking about creating a game. But interestingly enough, each of the NFTs has a different status. So everything would depend on how you get your, or what kind of NFT you get. So these are how the NFTs look, and you see that with this you can bond and stake. Now, staking is a process by which, if you get a particular asset, you do not sell it. You put it down for the long term, and it produces some kind of yield for you, which is very different to a liquidity pool, which Basis.Market works with. So bonding provides liquidity to the treasury, and the bonding allows to control the supply of the Azura token. The treasury uses profit made by bonding to distribute it to the stakers. You can stake Azura token to receive bonding rewards. So that gives you an indication of what it is and how this is going to work. Now, the NFTs in our ecosystem, they will boost the APY obtained by staking Azura. The rarer the NFTs is, the more it will boost the APY obtained. There are three ranks of NFTs that offer a 50%, 15%, and 7% boost to your total staking APR. These NFTs are limited to 2,500 units, 1,000 units, 400 units, and 200 units. For more details on the subject, please read the Medium article which I showed you before. Now, gamification and future of Azura. The story of the city of Azura has already started in the background section of our Discord server. We have the background of Azura City ready with lots of content. Our goal in 2022 will be to set up a play-to-earn game with a real economic system and many mechanics around NFTs in order to guarantee their value over time. So if you get an NFT, you'll be able to go in there and play the game. And I believe that it's a play-to-earn game where you will be able to get you'll be able to get tokens, and you'll be able to earn money from either in-game tokens or using the Azura tokens. I'm not totally sure about how this is actually going to pan out. What I would say to you though is that this is a very, very different project once again to one I have seen on many of the marketplaces. And if I go down to the Medium page once again, let's see, how does it work? So if you are not familiar with the concept of the Olympus DAO, the Olympus DAO is one that actually exists on the Ethereum blockchain, I believe. If you're not familiar with the concept of OHM, we strongly advise you to learn about it before investing your money in order to understand how it works and make the right decisions. However, here is a summary applied to our project token. Each Azura is backed by $1 worth of assets in the treasury. This gives a value to the token because it can't fall below it. Then the protocol will mint or burn tokens directly in response to the price, which has the effect of constantly maintaining a price above the backed assets. To make it simple, when an Azura is below 1 USDC, the protocol will directly buy and burn the token. If an Azura is above 1 USDC, the protocol will mint and sell new Azuras. Now let's talk about the main aspects that drive cash flow and reward stakers. The assets used to develop the value of Azura will be USDC on Solana, MAI, Mimatic, other stable coins in the future. Bonding. So it gives you an indication of how money is going to be created. Obviously, with bonding, money flows in because people create liquidity. You create liquidity for the treasury in this way, and staking as well. Now, the project Azura NFTs in the ecosystem of an OHM fork. There's more and more of this. So you have to go and have a look and see whether this is something that will interest you and whether you can actually understand the mechanics of it. Once again, this is just to show you what is out there and some of the different types of NFTs that exist. So typically what you get with the NFTs is you get the collectibles enough of the time, whether it's one animal or the other, or whether it's some kind of different beautiful artwork. But in this instance, you get something that is very, very different. And I think that is obviously worth looking at in terms of the way you see what is available out there. Thank you very much for watching. Please click on the subscribe button. Please give me a like, or even though it doesn't show, give me a dislike because it doesn't show anymore, but it's still some kind of interaction. And leave a comment as well if something that you want to know about, or any other type of NFT out there that I haven't covered that is very similar to these two that I've just been talking about on here. Thank you very much for watching. See you again. Bye.